Hi, this is Caleb Gibbons. I'm going to be giving you a few basic instructions on how to plant your own successful garden, and this is for my How to Informative speech for my Ranger Junior College class. The three main topics I'd like to hit for this speech are how to pick what type of plants to plant via time of year in the seasons, how to prepare the ground, and how to plant the plant and where to find the information on how to plant the plant. And I might also include a little bit of extra information for you at the end. Just a few of my tips that I've learned over the past 3 or 4 years of having a garden of my own that me and my dad have planted, just to help your garden be a little bit more successful. The first topic I'd like to tackle is how to pick what type of plant that you will select, and that's more of a judgment call on what you eat and you like. My family, we like tomatoes, so we plant a lot of tomato plants. So really to find out what type of plant you're really going to be wanting to plant, you really need to monitor yourself when you go to the grocery store. What are you buying from the fresh produce section? And really asking yourself if you can plant that yourself to save yourself money. And is it worth your time? And the answer is generally yes. And as in seasons that come around, there are two seasons. There's a warm and a cool season. The cool or the colder season, that starts early August for planting, early to mid August, and that includes your underground plants like your potatoes, your onions, as well as your lettuce and your cabbage. And your warm season plants are a little bit more tricky because they're really not that susceptible to frost, and sometimes they can be killed by frost if they have too much of it. So you really got to be careful about the time of you plant them. Generally, people plant them mid to late March, but sometimes winter carries over into mid to late March. So you really got to check your weather and monitor it, and check more than just your 10-day weather. You got to see if you can monitor your weather as far forward as you can so you don't kill your plants. And your warm weather plants are your squash, your green beans, and your tomatoes. And how to prepare the ground, how to pick a spot is really an art in itself because you don't want too much shade, nor do you want too much sun. You really want the midday sun, and you want your plants to be shaded in the morning, and you want them to be shaded later in the day to get a break from the sun. That's really what you're generally looking for. And as for preparing the ground, I would recommend watering it so it makes it easier to till it up for yourself, and it makes the ground just a little bit more potable, and it makes it really gets the ground ready for the plant. Um, and then how to plant the plant, that for that you really got to look at the and read. That is generally found on the packaging on the back of the seeds, or if you buy the plant with the plant already out of the ground, there's usually a little card on the in the ground of the plant. And generally on there it'll tell you how many inches or feet you need to plant that plant. And as for extras that'll help you, uh, I would recommend when you're tilling the ground and getting it ready, I would recommend going and renting a tiller instead of doing it on your own. And generally those cost about 75 to $100 for just a push tiller a day for just a daily rental, and that's all you should really need. Um, and just another thing you could really think about is supports for your plants, as in tomato guards. They really keep your plants together, and they don't let them just hang out and be everywhere. That way your garden looks more clean and together. And then also vinyl supports. Green beans grow up like vines, and they really get hard to pick if you don't have something for those green beans to climb up. So it's really a good idea to give the green beans something to climb up on. So generally what I like to do is put two T-posts into the ground and then put something like either a fence or a cattle guard in between those two T-posts so those green beans will climb up there and do that. And one last thing is me and my dad have always found it's easier to get a timed watering system, kind of like the timer you have in a kitchen. And it's just as simple as you twist it and it slowly goes down and then it'll shut off on its own. and that saves you about 2 hours of watering a night on watering, and that's always a handy thing to have. And those are really all the basic ideas I can have for a garden after the 3 years of experience I have. And I really hope these ideas can help you, and I really hope my steps were thorough enough to really get you through and support your family and support yourself and save you money, because that's really what got me and my family into gardening, was to save ourselves money. Thank you.